I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje jodo zoge chona no chanju padu dani gyapsuch dage jinso gebe sonam ge jola penjire sanje jubare sho Sanje joda zoge chona no chanju padu dani gyapsuch dage jinso gebe sonam ge Dola Benjir Sanje Jubara Sho Sanje Joda Soge Chonamla Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapsoche Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamge Dola Benjir Sanje Jubara Sho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum te sham data gato hyavatat te sham chayo nirod evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye te sham chayo niroda Evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te sham dathagato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha Evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, so this morning we were talking about the three kinds of suffering, and the third one, pervasive conditioned suffering. What we said is that the pervasive conditioned suffering, that is like the mastermind of all the suffering. This is what we said. Now, another extremely important thing that we need to learn is that of the three, the first one, we experience it, and number one, we experience it, and then we experience that as suffering. Number one. Let me say this once more. Suffering. And just see if you agree with me. We experience what is the suffering, and we also experience that as suffering. So 2 points. Number two, what is the number two? Suffering change. We experience it, but we don't experience that as a suffering. Number two. Number three, pervasive conditioned suffering. We don't even experience it. Forget about identifying that as suffering. That's a mastermind. Mastermind is hiding. For example, Kasab, the young boy, the terrorist who was arrested and killed, but the mastermind was still hiding. We never know where the mastermind is. So the pervasive conditioned suffering is what we go through. But we're not, number one, forget about we experience that as suffering. It's hiding. And at the same time, this pervasive conditioned suffering is something which we are not even aware of. For example, suffering change. For example, we have a cheesecake and the joy. Yes, we feel that. Oh yeah, I feel the joy. You're aware of that. But you are not aware that it is suffering. But pervasive conditioned suffering, we're not even aware of that. For example, like, let's say involuntary birth. We're not aware of that. Then the being under the control of the contaminant karma afflictions, we're not even aware of that. And the contaminant neutral feelings, we say that because we don't experience joys or sadness and so forth, so in between is there, so therefore we call it neutral feeling. Otherwise we don't identify that. And then worst, self-grasping ignorance. The moment we are sucked up in the dream, suffering dream, the dream started to play. We're not even aware that this is what is happening. Our mind is playing. We're not even aware of that. Your mind is creating a dream. You're not aware of that. When you start to have the dream, you're not aware. How many of you are aware that you are dreaming? Rare. Say one of the 1% in a life, there's a possibility that once in a while we are aware that we're dreaming. Otherwise, majority 99% of the dreams, we're not aware that we are dreaming. So mind creates, and we are not aware that it's creating the dream. And then we are being tossed here and there. We are made to run because of in the dream, run by the dream tiger is chasing you, or the pulled by the cheesecake, pulled by the momos. And so this is what is happening in the dream. So if you don't want this, then so what is said is that of the three suffering are the masterminds of all these terrorists. What they do is they always hide behind. You agree? They will send people who are the people in front. They're not masterminds. Masterminds always hide behind. So pervasive conditioned suffering is the mastermind which hides behind. Okay, just pick up something and show that to me. Pick up something and show that to me, whatever you have, and then look at it yourself now. And how does it appear to you? Is it like a dream or not like a dream? So solid there. How does it appear to you, Shilat? Huh? So solid, so real, right? So if somebody tells you this is not real, you will not believe it. You will not believe it. You think the other person is crazy. So in the dream, this is exactly what happens in the dream. How many of you, at times in the dream, you dreamt something, you see it so real, so scared, or so happy about, and you wake up to your surprise. Oh, it was dream. How many times you say how many it happens? Quite a big surprise. In fact, that was many years ago. I must be in my 20s, 22, 23, a little older than this boy. Should I call him boy or gentleman? Okay. So I'm maybe like 22 or 23. And those days I was thinking so much about everything's like a dream, and so forth. One time I dreamt of being circumambulating around the main temple upstairs, and I was just sit a little outside the veranda of the temple, and I stretched my arms, and say, is it dream or this real? I was checking, and there were the raindrops dipping, tick 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 tick, tick. And then my hands could feel that raindrops. Then the more raindrops come, tick, 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 tick. And then I said, no, this can't be a dream, it's real. And then I woke up. I was literally shocked that this is okay. How can I trust myself? So now I see it's real, but how can I trust this is real? I may wake up from this sleep and to discover that you are in Tushita, that's a dream. You are actually in Delhi. It can be it's very scary. So it can happen to us. So the point is that the what we see is so real now is so real. This is purely deceptive, But first thing is that we need to discover that what I'm seeing is deceptive. Number one, learn it. Okay. So first, the real transformation takes place within us. You transform from fear to the fearlessness. That transformation, what we discussed, I think day 1 or day 2, what we said is that this transformation requires emotional transformation. And emotional transformation is emotional which is extremely fast, intense, and I use another word, high quality. Anger, high quality, yes. Anger, jealousy, all these emotions are so high quality, so intense, and so fast. So the remedy as well should be very fast, intense, and high quality. the remedy also. So the remedy lies in what? The wisdom. This is the ultimate remedy. So this wisdom, to make it extremely fast and intense. How to make it fast and intense? We talked about three kinds of the wisdom. What are they? Wisdom derived through learning. Wisdom derived through reflection. Sharon, what's the third one? Very good. Wisdom derived through meditation. Three wisdoms. Of the three, only the third one will bring about transformation within the mind. Emotional transformation will take place only when you have the third level of wisdom. The wisdom derived through meditation. So this wisdom of meditation, you will get this only if you have the second wisdom preceding that. What's the second wisdom? Wisdom derived through reflection. And the second wisdom is possible only if you have the first wisdom preceding that. What's the first one? Wisdom derived through learning. For the wisdom derived through learning, what is required is three things. What are they? Correct information, complete information, systematic information. You're getting it? So this is so important to make sure that you get the correct information, the complete information, and the systematic information. So with this, then we'll get the wisdom of learning, complete and intact, and then through this contemplation more, for the first time you get a feeling that what I've learned is true. What I've learned is true. That is the wisdom through reflection. Then with this alone, even though you get this feeling that what I've learned, that nothing is real, this is all coming from my mind. Although you get this feeling, but it doesn't guarantee the emotional transformation. For the emotional transformation, what is required is that this conviction that you've gained should become very fast and intense. And how to make it fast and intense? Through constant practice. Constant practice is the practice of the music. And some people, they're very good in teaching, how the music, but they themselves, they don't play music so well. For example, it's like the football coach. And for example, like the Usain Bolt's coach. Usain Bolt's coach cannot run faster than Usain Bolt. You agree with me? Although he's coaching Usain Bolt, but he cannot run faster than Usain Bolt. You know that? Hey? So which means that some people, they know which keyboard to press and so which key to press, but they themselves, they're not good at it. So we have to become good at it. How to become good at it? Keep practicing keep practicing whatever conviction that we gained. Keep practicing this on a daily basis. You may be a very short-tempered person today, and don't expect that you study these things 10 days or 1 year, and the next year you become like a bodhisattva. Don't expect that. But so best judge is yourself. Best judge is yourself. Where you were, let's say that you were like 80% short-tempered person. 80% short-tempered person, very, very quickly short-tempered. So that person, through these studies, gradually you see that, it's now turned to the 79. Reduced to angry, becoming short-tempered. Your temper reduced from 80% to 79. You could feel that. And that people may not recognize. People will identify you as, good person, only if you reach 50, less than 50. 79 is still very high. People still there, what's the use of look? How many so those people who are into Dharma for the last more than 5 years, how many family members complain to you? You're into Dharma, still you are the same person, angry person, resents. Right? Okay, those of you who have no experience of that, you're bound to happen. You say, hey, where did you go? Sharon, where did you go? I went, it's a very beautiful place. Tushita. What is Tushita? A Buddhist center. What is Buddhism? Right? And what is compassion? Right? You say compassion. And then the mom says, okay, Sharon, you have a cup of tea. What cup of tea? No latte, no coffee, no espresso. What else? No Americano. Right? What? They always T. What is this? Then mother said, okay, Sharon, you talk about compassion. Where's compassion? Right? Where's compassion? But Sharon's actually from 80% anger, goes down to 79. The mother couldn't identify that. Right? Mother couldn't identify that. Mother thought, what's the use? Then the mother will not tell you, but your brother will tell you. What's the use of compassion? Right? Okay, those who have no experience, you are bound to face this experience now. The residents, those who had the experience. Yes. Carl, didn't Samsala? Nobody tell you that. Okay. Yes, over the year? Yes. So there are many people. Once upon a time, I'm not going to mention the name of the person. There was a person who's very close to me. And what she told me is that so she was just initially into Dharma. And I've started to complain about another lady, another monk, no, nun. What is the use of being into Dharma for the last 10 years, 15 years? I was still very angry, right? And mentally, I thought, wait. Wait. So she started to learn something from me, Dharma. And then wherever she goes, she talks about Dharma, compassion, emptiness. Then afterwards, her family members started to tell her, what's the use of you studying emptiness? You are the same short-tempered person. So it's a curse you made to somebody else. Now people are cursing you.
But these people still help us with getting more motivation to do our practices intensely.
Okay, so what's your name? Amita saying that these people help you. You're getting it? Is it true? 100% true. But wait, when somebody tells you that. Wait, let somebody tell you that. And then what is your reaction? Every time. You're getting it? When it happens, you say thank you. You say that? Oh, thank you. Right?
My sister, everyone in my home is like this, and every time I'm so thankful to these people.
No. When that is when your anger subsides. Anger subsides, and then you feel very thankful. But you never say thank you. When the person says, what's your use? Did you say thank you?
She just smiled.
Huh? A smile and love. Yes, that's different from thank you. Thank you comes later. You're getting it? Okay, good. Very good. By the way, this is the approach. This should be our approach. That mentally, this is what will come later in the class. Finally, we come to sense that where that somebody who's being say insulting you or say say being little rude or be not kind, for them to feel gratefulness. So that, okay, how many you met with people who are a little nasty, difficult to you, in a sense? And how many you feel these people are very kind. I'm grateful to them, in a sense. Not intellectually, experientially. Experientially, when they said, you stupid, oh, thank you, or you stupid, right? Okay, the girl over there, you feel? Yes, what do you feel? No, I'm saying the girl at the back. Okay, never mind. Okay, the girl here, your name? Yes. Huh? Kaushalya, tell me. Oh, yes. Not thank you. Yes. Huh? Ah, okay. So this is very important. Identify yourself. If you remember, one time I said that we should observe ourselves. We should observe how our mind works. This is so important. Just observe how our mind works, particularly when somebody is nasty towards you, unkind towards you, or being judgmental, so forth. Say, yes, you'll feel offended, you'll feel sad, and we cannot deny this reality. But at the same time, this can be changed. We can change them, but they will never change on their own. We have to put effort. So we said impermanent phenomena, there are three kinds. What are they? impermanent phenomena, which invariably, whether you like it or not, it invariably stops. For example, 2024. Nobody did anything to stop that. You agree? Nobody did anything to stop 2024. It stopped on its own. Second class of impermanent phenomena which never stops. No matter whether you like it or not, it never stops. For example, your mind, time, the reality of the functionalities and so forth. This will never stop. No matter what you do, they will never stop. Number three, impermanent phenomena whose continuum stops only if we put conscious effort. For example, our painful tears, anxiety, sadness. These will stop only if we put the conscious effort, concerted effort. Till that point, it will never stop. So there are three of these kinds. So with this in mind, we can stop. We can stop these problems. So for this, what we need to do is that we have to identify the root of the problem. Root of the problem. So with this in mind, what we said is that the pervasive conditioned suffering is a mastermind of the first two sufferings. It's the mastermind. So I made some distinctions. The first one, suffering is something which we are aware of, and then we aware of meaning that we experience that, and we also experience that as suffering. Number two things. Now with suffering change, we experience that, but we don't experience them as suffering. Number two. Number three, pervasive condition suffering, forget about, let alone experiencing them as suffering. We are not even aware of their presence, particularly self-grasping ignorance. That we are sucked up the dream where we believe that things are objectively real, and in actuality, the dream is not real. The dream is only coming from our mind, not objectively real, but we see them as real. So that as long as we believe in this, the dream is real, we'll continue to be disturbed by the dream. How many agree with me? As long as we believe in the dream, as long as we believe the dream is real, dream is objectively real, not subjective, but objectively real. As long as we have this belief, loss of freedom is going to be a part of this. Loss of freedom cannot be stopped. So loss of freedom means misery. So as long as self-grasping ignorance is there, which makes us to believe that things are objectively real, as long as we have this belief, we'll never be free from the loss of freedom. Loss of freedom is always attached with that, and loss of freedom is suffering, and suffering is samsara. So, if we want to get away from the loss of freedom created by the self-grasping ignorance, what should we do? Yes, we have to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. How to do that is by seeing the wisdom of emptiness. Very good. Okay, so the next question is, what is emptiness? Right? What is emptiness? This is the next question. So for this, okay, before this, what I would say is that, yes, one important point is I did mention this name, a great enlightened master, Acharya Dharmakirti. Okay, these names now will come every now and then. Make sure that you remember, be familiar with these names so that later on, when you become when you go deeper into these studies, you have to rely on the works of these teachers. Acharya Dharmakirti's text, Pramana Vartika, chapter 2. This is something which the Narada Master's Course students, they study. Word by word, they study extensively. So, Acharya Dharmakirti, what he said is that when the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths. What are the Four Noble Truths, anyone? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Okay, Sharon. Four Noble Truths.
Suffering, like there is pain.
Yes, suffering. So, okay, good, good, good. What second? What is the second?
What is the second? That
Okay, when did you learn this? In Israel. Where? When? Past year. Okay, very good. Anyone else? Raise hands. Okay, Scott.
In life there is suffering. Attachment is the root of all suffering. There is a way to end suffering. And the way to end suffering is the Eightfold Path.
Very good. Anyone else? I want to see if somebody can say this. So the word Sharon said is good, what Scott said is good. I want to just learn. I want to see somebody who would say complete information. You have the correct information, but I'm looking for the second one, complete information. And then I'm looking for the, hey, Sharon, systematic. Very good. Okay, the girl over there. What's your name? Prasanada. I will not give up. Yes. Okay, okay, very good. Very good. It's not very good. There's a difference between very good and very good. Oh, it's very good. Okay, here, Yuki. No, no, okay, don't say she's right. She had the breakfast, I'll not have breakfast. Don't say that. Say it from the beginning.
truth of suffering.
Truth of suffering.
Truth of origin.
Truth of original suffering. Don't say truth of origin of the happiness.
And truth of cessation.
Cessation of suffering, not cessation of happiness.
Truth of
To the path leading to the cessation of the suffering. Very good. Anyone else? Okay, no one. Okay, Phil.
Is it suffering? The truth of suffering?
To the suffering.
The truth of the cause of suffering?
Very good.
The end of suffering?
To the end of suffering or cessation of suffering. Very good.
And the way of.
To the path. Path to the end of the suffering. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so although I did not intend to speak about this, but this is something, again, it just came up because of, I can see that this is what is required here. If these things are missing, then the foundation is missing. Okay, when the Buddha taught so what we said in the first day was that when after the Buddha became enlightened, Prince Siddhartha, when became enlightened, how many days Buddha remained silent? For 49 days Buddha remained silent. And King Indra, Brahma, the kings of God and goddesses, they came down, through the clairvoyance, they sensed that Prince Siddhartha attained Buddhahood, and now he's not giving teachings. So they came down in prostration Buddha. In fact, these things are there. So many of us, it was exactly that when I was younger, like in my 20s, okay, the teenager, that's a different story. In my 20s, still these stories remain as a story. And I could not really read them as it is possible. Now, I don't know, with age or whatever, for multiple reasons, now I said these are very possible. For example, the kings of God and goddesses, they descend. So like this, and many of you may see this more like story, or this more like, what is that? Theology, like a story. This is more, what is that? Mythologies. These get like mythologies. But
Mythology.
American?
You have to say mythology.
No, this is the American? Okay. What is it? American chauvinism. You're getting it?
Trying to help with communications, but probably not understand.
You're getting it? Okay, you don't go for this. We are right. You're getting it? Nihilism is right. Nihilism is not right. You're getting it? Don't go for this. Original is a Britisher. Nihilism is right. Nihilism is right. Right? So, okay, British would say nihilism. Americans would say nihilism. You're getting it? Actually, it came from British. Cambridge fathers, they landed in America. They started America. You getting it? So once upon a time, Ronald Reagan, who is that? Who is that? US president, right? He said a story. He's good in telling stories. You know that? What he said is that a young man stopped him and said that you are running the country, but nowadays the technology, everything has changed. You have no idea about these things. So how come that you have this gut to run the country? So what he said that we made this technology for you. You get a sense? You understand what he's saying? The fact that you have this old technology is because of our effort. It's not your effort. You're getting it? So what she's saying is Britisher. That's effort. Mythology. You're getting it? Okay, it's just, I'm joking. It's joking. Behind that, there's a message. There's a message behind the joke. Okay, so there's American English, British English, Indian English, Singlish. Right? There's also Singlish. Okay, so now there are many versions of English. You getting it? Okay, good. Let's not digress. I don't know why we digress. Hey, Scott, don't let us digress. Okay. Oh, by the way, my friends are the Wenla, Fizala, recent from Tibetan Buddhist Center. Wenla, Fizala, yes, thank you for coming. It's a very long, many years of our friendship from Tibetan Buddhist Center, Singapore, and the taking charge of Tibetan Buddhist Center, which was responsible in organizing His Holiness's the 90th birthday anniversary recently. They organized it. They organized, supported by about 10 groups who supported. So they organized it with Mr. Jimbala, Vinila, and we have the Mr. Wenla. You must have seen him. Wenla raised hand. You must have seen him there for the program. He was in the forefront. Okay, so these are the people who put effort to make this beautiful program happen, to tell the world that there's a son of the world who can possibly bring about happiness and joy for the entire world. So they put effort to make this happen, to spread the message to the world. Okay, thank you, Wenla. And Fizala, a great supporter. Fizala. And my dear Keen, and Keen's mom. Okay, good. So with this in mind, I have to speak a little bit about this, about the Four Noble Truths. So Buddha, okay, why I'm saying this was that the Buddha became enlightened in 49 days. Buddha did not teach. And then the God and God, what is that? The Indra and Brahma, the kings of God and goddesses, they descended to request the Buddha, please don't remain silent, please turn the wheel of Dharma. Okay. So in those days, I see that as all mythology. All right. I see this as a mythology as well as mythology. And nowadays, I can say these are very true. Why is it that it can't be true? The one anecdote was that the Buddha, it was like midnight, and the Ananda, who was Ananda? Buddha's chief attendant and the cousin. And the Ananda, being the chief attendant of the Buddha, he's always alert what must be happening to his teacher, the Buddha. So Ananda, in the middle of the night, midnight, he sends, they had a very simple hut, Simple hut made of what? Made of this, what is that? Bamboo shoots? No, the bamboo shoots, and then maybe so what mud, whatever. So, but there's suddenly he noticed that there was the sky and the outside, it becomes so bright. Midnight, and suddenly it became very bright. And the next morning, he went to prostrate to the Buddha, and then he asked, Venerable Sir, last night I noticed that although I was inside my hut, but I could sense that outside there was a very bright light. What happened? This was what Ananda asked the Buddha. And the Buddha said that the son of the Indra, king of God and goddess, son of the Indra with his entourage came. So they have a natural light. It says the god and goddess, they have a natural light. So he, with his entourage members, they came to see me. They came to see me. And then the Ananda asked, then what did he ask you? What did he ask you? What did he do? What did he ask you? Then the Buddha narrated that in fact he asked me to share the life stories. Share my life stories from my past lives. So he wanted to know my life stories. And the Ananda requested, please share the same life story with us also, so that the people of the world, they can also get a chance to hear about the teacher's life story. So this was the whole space, the light brightened up with the lights. So these things happen. So, but this for us, the ordinary people, we say that this is not possible. We may say this like a myth, but in reality, these things do happen. Okay. So with this in mind, the Buddha, when Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths, so these are things that we need the technicalities. Technicalities meaning the facts. We need to learn the facts. And when you talk about the Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist teachings, we need to have the facts. Don't make it too soft and too not really lacking technicalities. The technicalities must be there, must not be missed. Okay, so the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths. The Buddha went to Sarnath. Then Buddha gave the first sermon, the first teaching. And the first teaching is known as teaching of the Four Noble Truths. When the Buddha gave the teaching Four Noble Truths, Buddha gave the Four Noble Truths in what is known as the 12 recitations, 12 repetitions. Or the better would be 12 recitations. In Tibetan, Debachungi. It's like 12 recitations. So what are the 12 recitations? It's all related to Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths taught in 3 sets. Four Noble Truths. These are the technicalities we need to know. Oh yeah, just being able to identify one or two, the suffering, pain, and the origin. This is very simple, basic. Now we have to know the technicalities. The Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths in the form of 3 sets. 3 sets. First set is the set of the teaching Four Noble Truths pertaining to identification. The first set of the teaching Four Noble Truths pertains to the identification. Number 2 set is set with respect to the practice associated with the Four Noble Truths. Number 2, Four Noble Truths. Okay, number 2, the practice of the Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths. Okay. The second set is the set of the teaching Four Noble Truths pertaining to the practice associated with the Four Noble Truths. Finally, the teaching on the Four Noble Truths pertaining to the results of the practices associated with the Four Noble Truths. First, identification. Number 2, practices. Number 3, results of the practice. Okay, so first, with the first, what the Buddha taught, very simple. Buddha taught, this is the truth of suffering. This is the truth of cause of suffering, or the origin of suffering. This is the truth of cessation suffering. This is the truth of the path leading to the cessation. Just identify what the Four Noble Truths are. In simply put, is that this is the truth of suffering, this is the truth of cause of suffering, meaning that this is how we are suffering in samsara. Because we're suffering, we know that, and this suffering because of the causes. It's not random. It's not random. It's not that somebody punish you and put you into samsara. It is our own causes which are responsible in bringing us in samsara. And if you don't want to be in samsara, if you don't want to shed the painful tears, if you don't want to go through these painful tears, then you can stop at the truth of the cessation of suffering. And for that, don't just pray to Buddha, remove the suffering. No, you have to follow the path. Follow the path to stop follow the path of the wisdom to stop the tears of the samsara. That is the truth of the cessation, to the path leading to the cessation, and it's the cessation of the suffering. So that is the first set. Second set is how should we practice the Four Noble Truths? How should we practice? What should we practice? Then the Buddha taught, okay, look, these are the technicalities. When I say something, it may sound easy, but after a while, then it can become very hazy in your mind. So you should be very technical to make sure that you don't miss the technicalities. Second set, associated with the practice, the Buddha taught, the truth of suffering is to be identified. Truth of cause of suffering is to be abandoned. Truth of the cessation of suffering is to be actualized. And the truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering is to be meditated upon. Let me repeat it. Truth of the suffering is to be identified. Truth of the cause of suffering is to be abandoned. Truth of the cessation of suffering is to be actualized. And the truth of the path leading to cessation is to be meditated upon. Okay, what does it mean by that? What does it mean by that? First, the truth of suffering is to be identified. You have to identify that you are suffering. Don't think that you're happy. That you're suffering. That you're in samsara. Example that we gave last time. You remember the two prisons? Prison A and prison B. What's the prison A like? This girl, tell me. Huh? Yeah, the prison with the Starbucks, swimming pool, and the gardens, beautiful gardens, so forth. So when you're there, this prisoner A, till the day of the execution, he thought that he was in a divine paradise, right? So he did not identify that as a prison. So Buddha said that where you are now, this is a prison, this is suffering. Identify the truth of the suffering. Truth of suffering is to be identified. We have to identify that well. So all experiences we go through, do you agree with me? Any experience that you go through, anybody else going through, unless you have really seen the wisdom of emptiness. Ordinary people, anybody who does not understand what the wisdom of emptiness is, what they're going through is three kinds of feelings: pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, and the neutral feelings. You agree? You agree? Good. And unpleasant feelings, they're all suffering. That is suffering. You agree? Then pleasant feelings, mundane happiness, that is suffering change. You agree? And the third, neutral feeling, contaminated neutral feeling affected by self-grasping ignorance, that is pervasive conditioned suffering. So therefore, in other words, 24/7 we go through suffering. You're getting it? So where the Buddha said that don't think that you are in paradise. If you want to stop the tears of samsara, first thing that you do is observe yourself, observe the environment, observe yourself, and identify that suffering is suffering. You have to identify that, number one. Then if you identify that as suffering, then your job is to abandon the cause of suffering. If you don't want this, do you want the suffering? I don't want this suffering. If you don't want this suffering, what should you do? Stop the cause of suffering. So the truth of the cause of suffering is to be abandoned. Of course. Right? So, yes. Okay. So Sharon, she's so excited today. That's amazing. Wow. Well, I agree with you. What I said is true. Yes. So how can you abandon it without recognizing it, right? Yes, this is what she's thinking. Perfect. Very good. Okay, there's truth of sufferings, truth of cause of sufferings to be abandoned, right? Okay, so what we do is that it's like that you're a sick person, you're suffering from tuberculosis, and then you hospitalized, and the doctor diagnosed the cause of your illness, and I diagnosed it as a tuberculosis, and then what happens? Then you are so badly sick, and you could hardly move. Then you see somebody in the same in the same dormitory. There's another patient, so-called patient, another bed, and this person jumping here and there, right? Jumping here and there, going out, very happy. Why are you in hospital? You'll ask that person. And the person said, because I suffer. Okay, you're suffering from tuberculosis. And the person says, I also suffer. I was suffering from tuberculosis. But you're so healthy. Yes, I got well. My tuberculosis stopped. Cessation of tuberculosis, right? Okay. So if I can also become one like you, my tuberculosis will cease, will stop. It is possible to become like you. Of course, I was worse than what you are today. Okay. Oh, so there is a possibility for me to get well. Yes, you can get in, like you can jump here like this and go out and like this. You can do that. You can do that. Yes, you can be cured. Your miseries can be stopped completely. Okay, what did you do? What's your next question? How did you get well? What did you do? Then he'll say, I took the medicines on time. Right? What is that medicine? The path. Follow the path which takes you to the cessation of suffering. So the truth of the cessation is to be actualized. Actualized meaning to be experienced. To experience this, to experience the cessation suffering, where the suffering stops. And to experience that, you have to follow the path. So the truth of the cessation suffering is to be actualized, and truth of the path of the cessation suffering is to be meditated upon. You have to practice this. So this is the second set. What is the third set? Result. The set of the teaching Four Noble Truths pertaining to the results associated with the practice of the Four Noble Truths. So what are the results? The Buddha taught, although the truth of suffering is to be identified, there's nothing to be identified. Let me repeat it. Although the truth of suffering is to be identified, there's nothing to be identified. Although the truth of what? Although to the cause of suffering is to be abandoned, there's nothing to be abandoned. Although the truth of cessation of suffering is to be actualized, there's nothing to be actualized. And although the truth of the path leading to cessation is to be meditated upon, there's nothing to be meditated upon. This is the third set of the teachings of Four Noble Truths. What does it mean by that? Okay, I'm going to quickly explain this. What's the first one? What's the first one? Although the truth of suffering, your name? Shaolin. Okay, how many of you heard Shaolin? Who said that the first of the third set of the teaching of Four Noble Truths, the first line is, although the truth of suffering is to be identified, there's nothing to be identified. If I explain this fully, then you can relate this to the remaining three. Okay, so this needs to be understood on what is known as the two levels of the truth. Two levels of the truth. Conventional truth and the ultimate truth. And what is conventional truth, ultimate truth? Don't worry about it for the time being. I'm going to quickly explain it, and later we have to go into more detail into the two truths. So, say, conventionally speaking, which means in our day-to-day functional world, say, originally, so when you and I, we're suffering, and then we put effort, we practiced. First, we identify two noble truths, and then we practice the teaching of Four Noble Truths. But this what happened is that initially we have to identify what is suffering. Okay, today we have identified the suffering. We already identified that. Truth of what is that? Suffering change. Then pervasive condition suffering. Okay, how many? Let us be very honest. How many of you got a little sense of pervasive conditions? This is very true. I never heard about it, but in terms of the concepts, not just word you may have heard, but in terms of concept, oh, this is true. There's something, pervasive condition suffering, which I never thought about, and that's very true. This is the suffering. This is the mastermind of all my suffering. Raise hands. How many felt it? Although it can be like intellectual, it doesn't matter. You felt it. That's very precious. So likewise, say that the same you first enter into this journey or the teaching of the Buddha. So first we have the suffering, and then you don't know exactly, and then you learn that there are three kinds of suffering, and particularly third suffering, pervasive kind of suffering. You learn these things. Although the truth of suffering is to be identified at that stage, there's nothing to be identified, meaning that in the initial stage, gate, paragate, parasamgate. So these four parts, during those four stages, you have to identify the truth of suffering. You have to identify. Once you reach the bodhisvaha, that level where all your misery is stopped, there's nothing left for you to identify because you have fully identified. You have the purpose for identifying the suffering is to be liberated from suffering, and you have already liberated. So now there's nothing to be identified. Although the truth of suffering is to be identified, also what is that? Truth of suffering is identified initially, but when you accomplish the ultimate result, there's nothing to be identified. Okay, what is second? Raise hands. What is the second? What's the second? Okay, Prasanada. I got it? Scott, don't be naughty. He's very naughty. You getting it? Okay, Prasanada, tell me. Okay, let us be, what she said is correct. Is 99% correct. I want somebody to say it 100% correct. Anyone? Because the same mistake was made earlier. She missed 1%. Okay, this is Bidunla. Okay, Prasanada, tell me. What did you miss? No. So, Kostas, you said you missed another word. What's that? Of suffering. Yes, you got it. Thank you. Now say it. Very good. Okay, so till the gate para samgate, till the first the four with the first four stages, you have to keep abandoning the truth of cause of suffering. When you reach the bodhisvaha level, then everything, whatever is to be abandoned, you already abandoned. There's nothing left to be abandoned. It doesn't make sense? Okay, good. Anybody who likes to now relate it with the third one? Quick to save time. Quick. Yes, Scott.
Let's see if I can get this right. Although the truth of cessation of the cause of suffering is to be actualized, there is nothing
To be actualized. What does it mean by that?
What it means is that once you get to the goal, at the end of the path, there's just
You have all realized everything. There's nothing for you to think of realizing. And good, very good. And finally, anyone? The fourth one. Quick. Somebody raise your hands. Over there. Shelley.
You don't have that.
Okay, what does it mean by that? Okay, very good. So is there anybody? I can see that Shelley belongs to the category who does not like to use too much words, but economic words, and Does anybody who likes to make things easy for all of us? Anyone? What Shelley said is correct. I want somebody else to say full with the complete words. Anyone? Yes.
The path of cessation of suffering is
To be meditated upon.
take the path of ultimately there is nothing.
What does it mean by that?
Like when you know that you already achieved what you wanted to achieve, nothing is left
to practice. Wonderful, wonderful. Very good. Okay, so we should learn these. These are the technicalities, not difficult. Only thing that if you don't learn this technically, later on it can become very hazy. You're getting it? What are the four noble truths? And what is that? What did you say? Pain, suffering. What is the cause of suffering?
Suffering is not suffering in the craving.
In the craving. Right. So these are very precious. You're getting it? Although it lacks the technicalities, but these are very precious for us to know these things. You're getting it? Very good. Okay. So with this, Acharya Dharmakirti. So later on, if you learn Acharya Dharmakirti's text, Pramana Vartika, chapter 2, you study this systematically, the Four Noble Truths will be taught to us in a technical terms, not in a very simple terms. You're getting it? But simple terms, even somebody to hear these in simple terms is very precious. Don't just underestimate that. That's very precious. At the same time, why not? We have the Buddha nature to know everything. Why don't we study the technicalities so that your concept will become crystal clear? Yes, over there. Okay. Acharya, Acharya, Acharya Dharmakirti, Dharmakirti. Acharya, welcome, Acharya Dharmakirti. Okay, now Acharya Dharmakirti in his the book Pramana Vartika, Pramana, Pramana Vartika, Pramana, Pramana, Pramana Vartika, Vartika, Pramana Vartika. In Pramana Vartika, chapter 2, what Acharya Dharmakirti said is that in Tibetan, Duje Dunge Lagone Dunge Gombar Sumbayi. This is his words. Duje Dunge Lagone Dunge Gombar Sumbayi. So in English, is that when the Buddha taught the truth of suffering is to be identified, the Buddha meant the pervasive conditioned suffering, which means that truth of suffering is to be identified. Here, just identify the truth of what is that? Suffering does not suffice. You have to identify that, but that alone will not suffice. We have to identify not even the second. We have to identify the mastermind of all the miseries, which is pervasive conditioned suffering. Unless we identify that, our renunciation is not going to be a full form of renunciation. It's going to be very shallow renunciation. So those of us who say that, oh, I have so much problem, my family is complicated, my neighbors are complicated, my workplace is complicated, my boss is very complicated. Sharon, early boss, my boss is very complicated, Oh, I have to run away to Tushita, where nobody can, nobody can, when nobody knows me. So this is escapism. It's not the real renunciation, it's escapism. So what is real renunciation is where you know that wherever you go, whether Tushita, Himalaya, wherever you go, suffering is same. With this recognition, the mastermind, self-grasping ignorance comes with you. You go to Himalaya, Sharon go to Himalaya to leave everything behind, mastermind comes to self-grasping ignorance comes with you. You're getting it? And then, oh, Tushita, you come to Tushita, right? And self-grasping also comes here. Okay, my name is Sharon. Right? And Tushita, self-grasping says, so I'm also here there. Okay? So therefore, there is no escape. So if you really want to escape, you escape from the pervasive conditioned suffering. Unless you identify that and try to get rid of this, all our understanding of renunciation is going to be very shallow. So the real understanding of renunciation is wanting to get away from the self-grasping ignorance, want to get away from pervasive conditioned suffering. Are you good? So with this, how to get away from the pervasive conditioned suffering, how to get away from the self-grasping ignorance, this next question. How to get away from the self-grasping ignorance? Anyone? Raise hands, raise hands, raise hands. What's there? Now the hands are coming less. Okay. Over there. Gentleman over there. Yes, your name? Yes. Jamie. Yes.
By realizing emptiness. By realizing emptiness.
Oh, by realizing emptiness. How many agree with Jamie? Raise hands. How to get away from self-grasping ignorance by realizing emptiness. This is the only way. You're getting it? Okay. And you must have come across, some other people saying that, oh, mine one, what my guru taught, this is only way. You're getting it? This is only way. Oh, yeah, now he also is the same thing. Wisdom emptiness is only way. Okay, you learn all these things and check it yourself. You getting it? You learn all these things and check it yourself, which makes sense. And then you follow accordingly. Fun is your well-being. It's not about the ism. It's not about anybody else's well-being. It's about your well-being. So just check all these things from there, see which is true. Okay, so we said that they say to become a Nobeler in physics, the only way is learn physics, study physics, learn physics. This is only way, right? No matter how much you recite Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, or Albert Einstein, you recite it for years and years, you will not become Nobeler in physics. If you really want to become Nobeler in physics, you have to study physics. This is the only way. You're getting it? Likewise, if you want to get away from the self-grasping ignorance, only way is study emptiness, practice emptiness. If you get away from selfishness, only way is practice compassion. Practice compassion. You're getting it? So we need to identify the corresponding antidotes. For the ignorance, self-grasping ignorance, the wisdom of emptiness is the antidote. For selfishness, the compassion is the antidote. So for the laziness, enthusiasm is the antidote. We need to identify the respective antidotes and practice them. This is the only way how to free yourself from these problems. So the next question is, okay, people, they learn one thing. So what's the next question? How? you don't put any effort, right? How? Right? And you don't know. Why? What? How? You don't know. How of what? You don't know. Right? Here? How to get this wisdom of emptiness? Okay, this is question. In other words, what is wisdom of emptiness? For this, the Buddha taught the third seal. The third seal is all phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness. So the Buddha taught this is reality, the third seal. To get away from the all, what is the first one? All composite things are impermanent. So from this impermanence, we come to understand that what is the cause determines the next result. And if the cause is contaminated, the result will be only miseries. And how to stop the miseries? By stopping the cause of miseries. What's the cause of miseries? Self-grasping ignorance. And how to get rid of self-grasping ignorance? By the wisdom of emptiness. What is wisdom of emptiness? The wisdom is the mind, is the apprehension, is the discerning mind. A wisdom is the discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with the reality. What is the wisdom? The wisdom is the discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with reality. What is the next question? How? Hey, what's the next question? Hey, Sharon. What I said is that wisdom of emptiness, wisdom is the wisdom is a discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with the reality. What's the next question? What is the reality? Tallies with the reality. What is reality? You're getting it? You have to know how to put the proper question. You're getting it? Don't always say how. You're getting it? Okay, what is the reality? So the reality is what the Buddha taught as the third seal. What is the second seal? All contaminated things are suffering nature. If you want to get away from the suffering, then you have to get to the reality. Know the reality. What's the reality? That everything is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Seal number 3. That is to be realized by the wisdom. Okay, so then that takes us to the wisdom. Once you get the wisdom, with the wisdom, what happens? Okay, with the wisdom, what's happened? Let's say that. Let me give you just before we plunge into what is the reality. Let me give a metaphor so that we complete the 4 seals and then we jump into the wisdom. We jump into emptiness. Let's say that we are in a dream. In a dream where they say okay. By the way, in the dream, you had a very scary dream, back to back, very, 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 very painful, scary dream, back to back to back. Okay, so just imagine that from there. Okay, by the way, I'd like to share the anecdote also. So there was a couple, and the wife was washing a dish, just cleaning a utensil, and the husband was just sitting nearby, and there was a man who was a very famous magician passed by. And the husband ran to the magician and told the magician, Sir, please show me some magic. Magician was riding a horse in those days, many 100 years ago. And the magician said, oh, to demonstrate my magic, I need to have this book, the book of the magic. I need that. I do not carry it this time. And the husband told the magician that, Sir, I can go to get it. And the magician said, if you're interested, you're very serious with this, then you can go to my house and get this book, and then I'll show you magic. And the magician said, okay, my house is a little far away. You can you can take my horse. Take my horse and then come. And the husband rode the horse. For what? To get the magic book. He went and he lost the road. He lost the path. He ended up into, he did not get there. Instead, he got somewhere else. And then one day, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, he just got astray. He never got to the magician's house. And meanwhile, he met with a girl and he got married. And child was born. And the wife died. And the child died. Again, the second year, third year, again he got married. About like 4 times it happened. And finally, all the girls who he got married with, they all died. The children died. Finally, only one child was left. The father and the child. And 2 of them, they were so poor. The horse also gone. They're so poor, both of them so poor. And they're trying to cross a river. And the child, he sent the child first. Or he went first himself, and the child was following, and the child was washed away by the river. The child was also gone. Then he thought, oh, this is my life. What am I doing? My life is totally meaningless. Now everybody died. So there's no point in me living. He also jumped into the river to be washed away by the river. He jumped, and what happened was that he was actually just getting down near his wife, who was still washing the utensil. It's just like 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the magician already created the illusion of like 10 years. You getting it? Of 10 years. Okay, why did I say this? Okay, reality, yes. Okay, the reality. Okay, so still, I mean, although you said reality, I'm not getting the track. Okay, never mind. Okay, so what we said is that now what is the benefit of knowing the reality? This is the point. What's the benefit of knowing the reality? So this person who gave up on his life, jumped into the river, then he suddenly woke up and he realized that he was sitting next to the wife and the magician was there, and it's just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, he came out of the illusion. You getting it? So coming out of the illusion to know the reality, what happens? He got such a sense of relief. You getting it? So to understand the reality, you come out of the ignorance. Come out of the ignorance, you get the maximum relief. For example, from the dream, very scary dream, you wake up, what happens? You get the absolute relief. Why are you relieved? Tell me. Why you get this relief? Anyone? Shall we? Shaoli? Charlie or Shaoli? Shaoli, yes. Why the fear is gone? Because the same person. Same person scared in dream, and why the fear is gone when you wake up? Why? So because the person realized that the dream is not real. Dream is empty of being real. Emptiness. Empty of being real. The moment one realizes that is empty of being real, your fear dissolves. Okay, before we plunge in emptiness, my question to you is that seeing the dream as dream. Okay, let's say seeing the dream as real happens in the dream or outside dream. Okay, hey, don't be in the dream. You're getting it? Some people are still in the dream. Seeing the dream as real happens in the dream or outside dream. In the dream. Very good. Don't say outside dream. You're getting it? Outside dream means you are still dreaming. Okay. So seeing the dream as real happens in the dream. Seeing the dream as real is ignorance or wisdom? Ignorance. Okay. Now what's the outcome of this? The fear arises. You agree? So seeing the dream as real is ignorance, and the result is the fear. The next, seeing the dream as not real, seeing the dream as dream, happens in the dream or outside dream? Outside the dream. And it is wisdom or ignorance? It's the wisdom. So this wisdom, which happens outside the dream, what is the outcome? The fear dissolves. You agree? Okay, so with the realization, the third seal, that everything is like a dream, everything's empty of being real. You realize this? What is the fourth seal? Hey, what's the fourth seal? Transcending sorrow is peace. Be compassionate. Be compassionate to have some compassion to me. Right? I said it many times. Transcending sorrow is peace, absolute peace. Meaning that you come out of a dream, it transcends all the sorrow of the dream. It transcends the sorrow. When the sorrow meaning disturbance, fear, they dissolve. They dissolve, and what's opposite of fear? Freedom, peace comes to you. This is the very reliable peace, absolute peace. So transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Okay, with this we completed the 4 seals. 4 seals, and with the detailed explanation of the third one. What is the third of the 4 seals? All phenomena are the nature of empty and selflessness. We have to study more in detail. But keep in mind that our main focus should be on bodhicitta. With these background, then bodhicitta will become very, very meaningful. If this background is not there, you don't feel that, the pervasive condition suffering. If you don't know that, then you cannot empathize others. You cannot feel the empathy towards others. Without this empathy, bodhicitta, although you may study, it will remain as the intellectual, no benefit. Okay, so having said this, now we plunge into emptiness before we they stop for the group discussion. Okay, so to talk about emptiness, how many of you want to stop the tears of samsara? How many of you are tired of the tears? Tired, presents. Okay, how many are seriously tired? Or how many want to seriously get out of these reasons? Seriously, huh? Okay, now, next is how many serious? Serious meaning that you are ready to do whatever has to be done to stop the tears. So for that, only thing that you can do is study emptiness. You getting it? So next question, what is emptiness? So when you ask the question, what is emptiness? First you have to get through to talk about emptiness, you have to get through the two gates. You have to pass through the two gates. If you don't pass through two gates, you cannot get into emptiness. You cannot talk about emptiness. You getting it? You have to pass through two gates. What are the two gates? First gate is, do things exist? Do things exist? What is the answer? Do things exist? Do things exist? What's the answer? Don't things exist? Do things exist?
Yes.
How many of you say yes? How many say no? Sharon and Near, Amita, 3, 4. Nothing exists. 5. Nothing exists. No breakfast. Breakfast doesn't exist. No tea exists. No dinner exists. Right? Okay, so they tomorrow at this Geshe-la, no breakfast for these people because nothing exists, right? Okay, so if you say no, things don't exist, you're not ready for emptiness. You not ready for emptiness. You fall into nihilism. If you say nothing exists, you fall into extreme of nihilism. Okay, what is nihilism in Hebrew? Huh? So this is, you fall into extreme nihilism. If you fall into extreme nihilism, you're not ready for emptiness. Don't talk about emptiness. Right? Number one. Only if you say yes, everything exists, you succeeded in passing through the first gate. Sorry? That's true. Yes. Okay. Okay. So actually, she's trying to be kind to me. Yeah, you said everything is strange, so therefore I thought he's saying nothing exists. Yes. I understand it. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Now, Sharon, everything's not dream. Everything's like dream. Yes, it's not everything's dream. Everything is like a dream, not dream. You getting it? Happy?
What do you mean by like a dream?
Very good. So for that we are studying. You're getting it? Right? This is what we are studying. Okay, right? Be a little patient. Okay. You're good. Okay. What was I saying? First gate, yes. First gate. What's the first gate? Do things exist? What's the answer? Yes, everything exists. Good things exist, bad things exist. If you do virtues, happiness will follow. If you do non-virtues, miseries will follow. If you're selfish, people will not like you. If you're smart, people will love you. And if you're kind, people will love you. If you are very selfish, not kind, people will not love you. If you are narcissistic, nobody will love you. You know, you love yourself. And at times you also become angry towards yourself. Why people not loving me? Right? Okay. So these things exist. Everything exists, which means you pass through the first gate. Then comes the second gate. Second gate says, Do things exist objectively? What's the answer? Okay, now Sharon is happy. Okay, do things exist objectively? You say, if you say yes, you fall into the extreme of absolutism. Okay, Phil, what is absolutism in Hebrew?
You don't think
no specific word.
No, it doesn't matter. Just explain it.
הדברים קיימים באופן מוחלט. The things exist in an absolute way.
In other words, it's like exaggeration of things. Exaggerating things to exist more than what it is. This is known as absolutism. If you say things exist objectively, you fall into the extreme of absolutism. You're not ready for emptiness. So only if you pass through these two gates, the first one, do things exist? Answer should be, yeah. Well, no. What is that? Oh, yes. Then if you say no, what's the problem? You fall into the extreme of nihilism. You're not ready for emptiness. If you say yes, you are protected from falling to nihilism. So the second gate. What's the second gate? Do things exist objectively? What is your answer? No. If you say yes, you fall into absolutism. So to protect you from the extreme of absolutism, you should be able to say no, nothing exists objectively. Okay. If you succeed to follow these two gates, if you pass through these two gates clear, then you are ready to listen to emptiness. You getting it? Okay, now what is emptiness? Again, for that, first thing is that emptiness equals dependent origination. Emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination. And dependent origination equals the middle way. We have to know that. If you don't know this, again, you cannot really get into emptiness. Emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination equals the middle way. Okay, how many of you know Lama Subha Rinpoche? Raise hands. Okay. So Lama Subha Rinpoche's joke is that emptiness equals emptiness equals Tibetan origination. Tibetan, not dependent, Tibetan. You getting it? This is Lama Subha Rinpoche's joke. So people think that Lama Subha is saying Tibetan origination. It's not Tibetan origination. It's dependent origination. Okay, so emptiness equals dependent origination, and dependent origination equals the middle way. If I tell you A equals B equals C, your job is to tell me that. Therefore, A equals C. Very good. So now I tell you, emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination equals middle way. Therefore, emptiness equals the middle way. You're getting it? In future, never ever say that emptiness means nothing exists. If you say emptiness equals nothing exists, you are defying your own statement. You said that therefore emptiness equals the middle way. Nothing exists means it's not the middle way. It's nihilism. You're getting it? So in a way, what you're saying is that emptiness middle way is not nihilism. You're getting it? In future, if at all you meet with some person or you are saying that, oh, nothing exists, emptiness, then you are defining your own statement. Which statement? You concluded what I said, emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination equals the middle way. Therefore, emptiness equals the middle way. You said it. Emptiness equals middle way. So never ever say that emptiness equals nothingness. You getting it? Okay. But you have to prove that. I have to prove that how emptiness equals dependent origination. Okay, to prove that emptiness equals the middle, and what is that? The first one? The statement that I made. A equals B. What is that? Emptiness equals dependent origination. How do you know that? Don't just follow blindly. So to know this, we need to know 5 points. To know this, we need to know 5 points. And 5 points are easy, not difficult. Don't be scared. But it's easy if you don't take note of them now. If you're not too particular, just take it lightly. Later on, it can become hazy. You'll not remember. Okay. The first, emptiness. The first, emptiness. The first is emptiness. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Let me repeat it. Number one is emptiness. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Short form emptiness. Okay. And then so emptiness is short form of emptiness of independent existence. Okay. Now what is bro? B-R-O. Okay, raise hands. What is bro? What is sis? What is bro? What is sis? What is bro? No, raise hand. What? Is something wrong with the ears? Raise hands. What is bro? Hey, Scott. Now he's guessing. Okay, what is bro? What is sis? Yes, over there. Short from brother, bro. So what happened was that I think few months ago I was in Arunachal, northeast. And he must have listened to the talk. Recordings? Okay. So on the road, I saw bro all the time. Why not sis? Why not sister? It's very what? Male chauvinism. Oh, bro. No sis. Why no sis? I was confused. And they are not just casually written, they are professionally written. I was confused. Why sis? Why no sis? Only bro. Right? And later on, I saw something which said Border Road Organization, not Bureau. Border Road Organization. It's a short form of Border Road Organization. It's not a male chauvinism. It's Border Road Organization. It's a short form of Border Road Organization. Okay, what is who? Raise hands. What is who? This girl. What is who? Who? Yes, who? Shelley is saying, who is who? Who are you? Right? Who are you? Huh? Who? Yes. Okay, it's not who. It's World Health Organization. It's a short form of World Health Organization. So therefore, emptiness is not nothingness. It's not empty. It is short form of emptiness of independent existence, number two. Number three, emptiness of independent existence. Emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Number three, emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Number three. Number four, nothing exists independently means everything exists by dependence. Very good. Everything exists by dependence. Everything exists by dependence means everything is dependently originated. Okay, so from this, are you convinced, at least intellectually, that emptiness means dependent origination? You understand it? How many of you got it? With hands, at least intellectually, the 50, more than 60%. Very good. So what is the first job is done? Emptiness equals middle way. Emptiness equals dependent origin. That is done. What is second? Dependent origination equals the middle way. So that we have to prove now. So dependent origination has two sides, dependence and origination. Dependent origination is two sides, dependence and origination. First, dependence. Dependence, what is the opposite of dependence? Independence. When you say dependent, independence is rejected. Independence and absolutism, these two mean the same. Absolute, independence, they mean the same. So when you say dependent, you reject the extreme of absolutism. When you say dependent, you reject the extreme of absolutism. Now, next is origination. When you say origination, you are saying something originates, something comes into origination, something comes into existence. What is the opposite of existence? Non-existence or nihilism. So when you say origination, it rejects nihilism, extreme of nihilism. So dependence, it rejects the extreme of absolutism. Origination, it rejects the extreme of nihilism. Bringing the two together, dependent origin, bringing the two together, rejects the two extremes. Rejecting the two extremes is following the middle way. This is how, and the dependent origination equals the middle way. So therefore, your job is to tell me, therefore, emptiness equals the middle way. Okay. Once you are really, really very thorough with this, then you are entitled to go into emptiness. Okay, ready? Ready? Huh?
One emptiness.
Yes.
Two emptiness, the shortcut of emptiness.
Of
Independent
existence. Very good.
Emptiness. Nothing exists without emptiness.
Yes. So number one is emptiness. Number two is emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number three, em- emptiness, the emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Nothing exists independently. Number three, nothing exists independently. Number four, nothing exists independently means everything exists by dependence. Everything exists by dependence. Everything exists by dependence, which means everything is dependently originated. Okay, good. Yes, Matya. Yes.
This reasoning belongs to a specific school.
Say it again.
If this reasoning belongs to a particular school, like this,
Which reason?
if this reasoning of emptiness,
Okay, what I'm saying. Okay. So these 5 points which I said, and emptiness equal dependent and so forth, this is called Madhyamaka school. Madhyamaka school, because we are high class. We're high class, we are not the junior. We are very special. Intent is bodhisoha. So therefore, Madhyama, we don't have time for the juniors. Why Pashka South, we don't have time for that. It's Madhyamaka. Yes, you're right. Okay, any question? Any more question? Madhyamaka, Madhyamaka. In other words, middle way. Madhyamaka means middle way philosophy. Okay, we stop here. We have this, the mantra handout. Mantra handout. Okay. Tabge tuje shage risu chon shenge mito dege bonjomba serge numbo tabo jebe ku shaye gebo kela chase lo o mone mahamona yeswaha Om Muni Mahamona Swaha Bhagye Tuje Shage Risu Tro Shenge Mitu Dege bonjomba Yumbo tabu jebe ko shaye yebo kyala chaselo oh mone mone mahamona yeswaha oh mone mone mahamona yeswaha Tagye tuje shaye riso chon shenge meto dege bonjomba serge lumbo tabo jebe ko shaye yebo kyala chaselo oh mone mone mahamona yeswaha 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 oh mone mone mahamona yeswaha. Page 52. Declaration prayer. Page 52. I dedicate the marriage thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds and the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this marriage, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahāyāna vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. From our 2 collections, vast space that have amassed from working with the effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom is blinded by ignorance. Okay, 3 prostrations together.